Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Jim. Glad to have you all with me this week. I'm going to try to keep it simple, stupid. Well, I wasn't on here last week. Last week was a different kind of week for me. A few personal issues and a couple things we'll get into here. But let me start with I'm excited beyond belief because I've actually gotten a couple of emails now, response to the podcast. And I have a email that I got from a guy named David D. And he simply asked, at a guy at your age, what do you think you're doing? What's your motivation? Why are you doing this podcast thing? Well, that's a pretty damn good question. Let me start with, because I want to. To me, it's kind of fun, keeps my mind alert so I can continue to work on things, electronics and so forth. I like dealing with all the cameras and all the doodads. And, I've had my challenges getting some things fixed up that work good or not work good. I'm working on my backdrop still, as you can probably tell. But we're going to get it all straightened out and get it going. I was just excited to get an email. But to answer your question legitimately, I enjoy it. Prosperity, I guess, is one thing. Maybe somebody will look at this generational is down. The ones that haven't disowned me or don't like me or whatever. So who knows who might see this in the future. I kind of look at it kind of like a, what's it called? When you bury the time capsule. There's the phone. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize, but it's going to have to ring over there. I don't know if you can hear it with this mic. You probably can't because the mic does a pretty damn good job. The last few times I've gotten calls during the podcast and I thought you guys could hear everything, you couldn't. So that's a good thing, I guess. This mic works really, really well. But, it was nice to get an email asking the question. And then another person sent an email basically asking about some of the other things that I'm doing, in terms of cooking and so forth. I've got some videos out there and I need to get back to that. They seem to enjoy the cooking videos. I haven't made a lot of those, but I need to make a lot more, I guess. And I plan on doing that. Right now, my attention seems to be on the knives and doing things of that nature. You know what? I'm on the wrong camera here, guys. Let me see if I can fix this up. I am stupid. I am so sorry. I'm sitting here looking at this camera, and I should be looking at this camera. So let me fix something here. Settings, camera. Let's change this. Let's see if that looks any better to you guys. I'm so stupid. I apologize. That does look better. It's a much better view, and you can kind of see what's going on in the background a little bit better. I apologize. I'm not all here. Got a few things going on. My dad's 87 years old, and he's doing well. He's fallen a couple times, wound up in the hospital 2 or 3 times, different reasons. He never went to the hospital before, except for 2 minor surgeries or a few things, but nothing major. And I don't know that I'll have his longevity or not. Probably not, but that's fine too. I need to trim my beard too. That's got a little outcropping going there. At any rate, left, right, right, left. Yeah, it's all working. So let me see if I can adjust this light a little bit too. Still playing with everything, guys. Apologies. But I guess the big news of the week is that there goes my damn dogs. I don't know what they're barking at. There's no telling. Not much I can do about it. I don't know if you can hear them either or not. Somebody rang the damn doorbell. I can't stand to get people at the door. Drives me ape shit nuts. At any rate, I've had this shakiness in the left side, and some problems with my gait walking and so forth. I used to do a fair amount of traveling, and it got a little bit tougher about 2018 coming forward. And that's kind of what this podcast is about, getting older, dealing with life's problems. And I've had my share of them. I don't complain about any of them because the way I look at it is the big man gives you the things that you can deal with and you keep trucking, right? So about 2018, I noticed that I was getting weaker in this side. And I used to be able to play guitar, not very good, but I could at least chord some stuff. I can't get my hand to do much of anything at this point. There's a hair on there driving me nuts. At any rate, it progressively has gotten worse. I went to a neurologist. The first one retired on me or quit or did something, never really gave me a clear-cut diagnosis. And basically did the brain scans and a lot of testing, and we eliminated a lot of things. And then the second one basically was with a big facility here in town. I won't name the hospital, but they were like, well, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but have you tried Mayo Clinic? I'm like, so you're just throwing the towel in? You're just giving up? So I just kind of put it on the back burner for a year or more. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. With that said, I went ahead and made an appointment with a specialist in town that's supposed to be one of the best with the system that he's with. And I really haven't done much research on him. I just went by word of mouth, and he's helped some other people out that I know. So long story short, I went to see him a week ago today, and we spent about an hour together. And within that hour, he gave me a diagnosis, which I was really kind of surprised that he wasn't going to do more testing or didn't need more information to come up with a conclusion. I figured I would ask him before I left, what his thought process was, but he came out with a diagnosis and just pronounced it. So it was a bit of a setback. In terms of, I was glad to know what it was, but I wasn't glad to know what it was, if that makes any sense. So he's telling me I've got Parkinson's. Now, I do have some experience with that with some friends of mine that had very severe cases of it and dealt with it their entire life. And he went on to explain to me the theirs and wheres and wherefores and this, that, and the other, and treatment options. There is a test that I could take that would conclusively diagnose it, but he said, I'll give you two choices. You can do that and wait for the results and spend time on that, or you can go ahead and take care of getting on the road to recovery, not recovery, but to help you. We get some meds on board and things of that nature. And therapy will be another thing as well, which I've got to schedule. So we're going to be doing all that at some point here sooner than later. We've already started the meds. I think it was kind of like a placebo. Is that how you say it? Placebo? I'm not sure, but just knowing the diagnosis kind of made me feel a little better. It was kind of weird because things kind of subsided a little bit with it. I have a great deal of pain at night. And I'm not going to linger on this, by the way, guys. This is not going to be the podcast from here on out until I'm dead and gone. This is just telling you where I'm at, give you some updates along the road, but we're going to do other fun shit. We're not going to do, I'm planning on getting to the range, shooting more and doing a lot more stuff and getting my stuff going together here with all my hobbies. So that's the short-term plan. I got a good 5 or 10 years left in me to do something right and use all these toys I've accumulated. So that's the plan. So at any rate, I thought I'd just spring that upon y'all and you do with it what you want. I got some ideas for some podcasts and for some YouTube stuff. The one thing is I've gotten into these games that only require mouse movement and no keyboard too much, or I can't do a two-thing controller. I mean, if you look at this is my right hand going 90 miles an hour. This is the left. Not so good, but we'll see if the medicine helps and the therapy. So I'm hoping to get back to square one to some degree with all that, but let's put that aside now. You put it out there and it's done and you know about it. So as things progress or get worse, I'll just kind of mention it along the way. So what are you guys interested in seeing? Like I said, I was tickled to pink to get a couple emails. The downloads, I don't know how to really govern that. I don't know how to look into it, the analytics or anything else. I did my first live stream on YouTube. I've had about 7 views. Not any real comments or anything, but apparently you just keep doing them is the way to deal with it. So that's the plan going forward. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing shit out here and see what sticks, right? Some of my videos do really, really well. My shorts do pretty damn good. I've got one in there that I did a while back. I was just looking at some of it, and it's almost got 6,000 views, and it's been up there maybe 6 months, so that's not too shabby. Obviously, I'll never make any money at this, and that's not the plan anyway, but it'd be nice to at least recoup some of my losses. It's not a bad little business write-off if you're not making money, but the government's only gonna let you do that so long, right? So what's on y'all's mind? What do y'all wanna see? I'm gonna try to get some guests on. I know I've been saying that. I've got one guy I'm gonna reach out to that's got fewer subscribers than I do. I thought we could collaborate. He does a few other things that I don't do. He's got more of a broad channel like I do, that he just doesn't do guns, knives, or whatever. He's got a little bit of everything he's into. I think that's the way to go with what I'm doing. It's just kind of like ping, 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 ping. So we'll see how that works out. And hopefully you guys will enjoy listening at least a little bit. It's gotten cooler here. We got in the 40s last night. First time this year. Well, I say this year, first time this season. How about that? Because last year, obviously, January was pretty cold. I am in Florida, so it's generally pretty nice here from now through May or June. The one thing is this garage door has a screen that goes down, and it's pretty heavy, and I cannot lift it by myself right now. So that's one of my big things with therapy. I want them to get me to the point I can lift this up and down and enjoy the cool weather. I really enjoy having this all opened up, my man cave, when it's nice and cool. And I'll be giving you guys a tour once I get it organized, but it's a hot mess right now. The last week I wasn't very motivated, so I didn't get a whole lot done. I also wanted to check some things. I don't know if that's coming through on the thing or not. I am assuming that it is. Let me look here. Audio. Let's see if it does. I hope it does. I know that's aggravating. Sorry about that, but got to test things out. And I only know to test them with you guys on here while I'm doing something. So I'll leave you with a word of thought. Don't pass the bathroom up. And don't trust a fart. I think I've said that to y'all before. And don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That's about all I got for today, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching or listening, whatever the case may be. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much.